Go.
Hi, I'm David Mitz, and I want to welcome you to the Live Long and Prosper video series. I am so excited to be able to share with you 30 some odd years of experience that I've been engaged in people's spiritual well-being, their physical well-being, their mental well-being, and even their financial well-being, because truly we want to have a prosperous and abundant life in every area of life. And so there are keys to the abundant life. And I've had the privilege over the last many years now, to be engaged with hundreds, thousands of people in the treatment room. And inevitably, there's one question, because my clients are people who they're go-getters when it comes to their health. They always ask me this question: what can I do to help myself? And I love that question. I think it's one of the most powerful questions that anybody can ask a healthcare practitioner. But as I became more and more aware of the uniqueness of each person, I realized that it would take this much time to answer this kind of a question. And so I have gathered information, I've researched, I've thought a lot about it, and I've put together some very practical tools to help each person answer that question. And then I realized that really what I needed to do was help empower them in their unique nature. And what I mean by that is I operate in a framework that is ancient. The Chinese developed the 5-element acupuncture system as an ancient framework to help people discover their harmonious nature inside of the world that they live. And so I want to read you a quote from the oldest existing medical textbook that we know about. It was written several thousand years ago, and it's a conversation that occurs between the Emperor of China and his chief physician. And the Emperor asks this question. He says, tell me, in the old days, in the ancient times, people lived over 100 years, and they were healthy, and they were vibrant, and they finished their lives with natural force, with strength. Today, people are living half that amount of time. What has happened? And let me read you the answer. This is Chi Po speaking back. He says, these days, people have changed their way of life. They drink wine as though it were water, indulge excessively in destructive activities, drain their jing, the body's essence that is stored in the kidneys, and deplete their qi. They do not know the secret of conserving their energy and vitality. Seeking emotional excitement and momentary pleasures, people disregard the natural rhythm and order of the universe. They fail to regulate their lifestyle and diet and sleep improperly. So it is not surprising that they look old at 50 and die soon after. You know, that sums up, that was written several thousand years ago, but things have not really changed. And we live in a culture right now where we are definitely living longer, but we're finishing the race in a very poor condition. It should be that as we get older, we accrue more and more wisdom. We begin to learn more and more about our individual nature, and we finish the race strong. But what's happening to most people, if we use the analogy of a race, is they're crawling across the finish line. And people live in kind of a hope mentality, really a false hope, that they hope that they won't fall apart at some point. They hope that they won't have some kind of degenerative disease, but they really don't have any kind of strategy for that. And so what I want to do is I want to empower people. I want to empower you with a strategy that matches your unique nature. Now, I've been very privileged to work in the 5-element model of classical Chinese medicine now for many years, and I've had the privilege of actually tuning into what is unique about a person and watch the body begin to heal itself, the emotions heal themselves, the mind heal itself, and even the spirit come into a greater place of peace and joy as we work within the framework of that each person's unique nature. So I am so excited now to be able to take that information that I've learned, and with some very powerful tools that I've developed over the last few years, begin to empower you to live your life long and prosperous, to be healthy as you go through your life and not be in the place where you're in false hope. When I say false hope, what I mean is, a lot of our medical approach is sort of Well, I hope I don't get this. I hope I don't get that. And we go to the doctor and we get screenings for, our colon, screenings for our blood, screenings for our blood pressure, screenings for this and screenings for that. And what the doctor is looking for is something called risk factors. And risk factors are really just indicators that things are going in a bad direction or things are going in not so bad a direction. What I want to do is move from the risk factor model to the abundant living model. And I want to work with you to help you over these next few videos and on through the series, help you learn basically how am I put together. If we think about our cars, we have many different types of cars out there on the road. We have Volkswagens, we have Chevys, we have Porsches, we have Ferraris. And the owner of one of those particular types of car quickly finds out that a Ferrari requires a different kind of care than a Chevy, for example. And you expect different things out of a Ferrari than you do in a Chevy. One of the things is you want to make sure you don't go too fast, right? So we know this about our cars, but most of us operate our bodies in the mystery of what type of person we are. And so what I want to do is I'm going to empower you to learn exactly who are you? Why are you made the way you're made? And what are some of your areas that you need to pay particular attention to? And so we're going to talk about, a lot of the things that people talk about in terms of healthcare. We're going to talk about exercise. We're going to talk about nutrition. We're going to talk about flavor of food. Very few people actually consider flavor and the impact that it has on their well-being. We're going to talk about odors and scents and different types of energetic manifestation. How you think the way you think. Why you feel the way you feel. Perhaps you're a person who gets angry easily. Why is that? And what does that mean about the things you need to pay particularly attention to that's different than somebody else who maybe laughs all the time? So we want to begin to work with the unique nature of who you are and help you truly be the best you than you can be so you can live long and prosper. We're going to deal with the immune system. In the West, we think of the immune system as kind of like an army. We're at war with nature. And so what we do is we're constantly getting shots to avoid the flu. We're getting, we're taking antibiotics as soon as we get a sniffle or a cough. We're pouring herbs into our body to try to arm us, echinacea. And I'm not saying those are bad things, but that's how we think about it. We think about our immune system like an army. What I want to do is shift our thinking about our immune system and treat it like it's a garden. And every gardener knows that a garden is not something that you just leave alone. You have to take care of the garden. You have to get the weeds out of the garden. You got to make sure the soil's correct. You want to plant the plants that are supposed to be in your area. We live here in the Pacific Northwest, and right now we're in beautiful fall and we're seeing all these leaves. And that's perfect for the fall here in the Pacific Northwest. But that's very different than if we were down in the Caribbean. And so we need to be appropriate to what our nature is and how we can grow things in our garden of our immune system so that our immune system is optimized for our unique nature. So that's going to be the kind of things that we're going to be talking about over the next few videos. Next video, I'm going to actually put a tool in your hand that's going to answer the question, how am I put together? What's my unique nature? And we're not looking to pigeonhole you into a particular unique nature. What we want to do is reveal the tendencies, the areas that need extra attention, and help you truly be the best you that you can be. And so that's what I'm excited about. I believe that what we're embarking on together is one of the most powerful things that you will have invested your time into. Because truly, if you don't take care of yourself, if you're not healthy, what else does it really matter? We spend our lives trying to accumulate money for retirement. We try to invest. We try to do all these things. And then we reach those years, and what do we spend all our money on? Being broken down. That should not be that way. So what we want to do is we want to empower you to live long, but to live in a prosperous, healthy way. Physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So I'm excited about where we're going. I encourage you to share this with other people, which, on your surveys to me, one of the things that you wrote was you wrote back to me and you said, you know what? I'm worried about the people around me. And you know what? That's a good thing. You should be worried about the people around you because they are concerned about you as well. And no man is an island. And so we're gonna talk and put some tools into your hands that not only will help you be a healthier person, but people are going to start looking to you like one of my friends says about his wife. She's medicine woman. People are going to start looking to you as a resource in their lives, where they're going to begin to say, hey, well, how is it that you know these things? And you're going to be able to lead them to some of these practical tools as well. And you're going to end up having a healthier environment. You know, truly, our personal health has a lot to do with who's around us. You know, we become like the people we associate with. So we want to have good health all around us, and we want to be a force for health, a force for the abundant life in our community and with our family and the friends that we really care about. And so I'm excited about where we're going. I'm proud of you for investing your time into this. And when we get through these first 4 videos that we're going to have here, well, I'm going to give you an opportunity to be part of an ongoing community, an ongoing process, because truly this will be, I believe, something that you will look to as a treasure that you now have in your life, a set of information and some tools to go forward and make some practical changes that will be amazing for your future. So I'll see you at the next video. Thanks for tuning in, and let's make our lives long and prosperous and healthy.